To me, the 2000, baby.
Icons, street money. Y'all ready? Come on.
If you smoke weed now, in this bitch and you all wanna climb, got a drink that you can't put down, wanna fight when the shit go down. Get fucked up. Get fucked up. Get fucked up. Get fucked up. Get fucked up.
Yay! Welcome to Story Time with Boots. You heard the big ass beefcake hunks. I got my main man, Rip a Load on my chest, Rob, and Tornado Tongue Tom, otherwise known as the real Little Time Tommy. Check him out on Instagram.
Take it east.
Take it east. The real Little Time Tommy.
Check one, check two.
Check
Why
one.
Tom get a better intro than me?
Rip a beat on my
Rip
chest
a
is pretty
load
good.
on my chest. Jesus.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no, I think I said rip a beat on my chest, right?
I don't know. I
I
giggled
cringed
because
as
I
soon
thought
as
it
you
was a
said
little
it.
more. I giggled because I thought it was a little more lewd than that.
Oh, shit. All right, well, I thought that was a pretty good opening. Any hooser, check out social media, Storytime with Boots, Facebook and Instagram, and Storytime W Boots with Twitter. Let's kick this bad boy off. We got about 7 topics for you. We're going to come out of the gate hot with the sex act on the beach. We got a little R. Kelly news, 007 news, the Cat's Deli fake orgasm, the poker player who embezzled $22 million, the big win at Wimbledon for Novak Djokovic, and Storm Area 51. So let's come in guns a-blazing here. We got a story from the UK as sex on the beach outrage as couple performs sex act for a few minutes in front of families on Hove Beach. Here's the story from Richard Wheatstone. Beachgoers were left stunned as a brazen couple performed a sex act in broad daylight in front of shocked sunseekers. The pair were caught on camera in Hove, East Sussex, at around 3 p.m. on Thursday as young families attempted to enjoy the warm weather nearby. An eyewitness said the male performed oral sex on the woman for a few minutes as the pair lay on the shore. Photographs show the woman clutching a can of lager as the man lies face down between her thighs. The onlooker told the Britain Argus, "I was a little taken aback and quite shocked. I had to do a double take and looked around to see if anyone was seeing what I was seeing. They went at it for a few minutes, then stopped and cuddled for a bit, then kept going. The woman was looking around to make sure nobody was watching. On a public beach where there are young children or teenagers, it's not acceptable." Sussex police told the Sun Online they had not received a complaint about the incident. Outraging public decency is a charge usually punishable by a fine if the act has taken in place in public and has been seen by more than 2 people. Local Conservative councillor Dawn Barnett called for the pair to be arrested and fined. She added for them to do that at the height of the summer, where we've got kids, parents, and old people on the beach. Who wants to sit and watch that? Like I said before, first off, you have to check out the picture. The picture is worth 1,012 words. It's a middle-aged couple. I would probably say 30s or 40s. The best part about this is going down 3 p.m. on a Thursday while she holds a pounder of beer.
Yeah, a few highlights on the article for me. You just mentioned the one 3 p.m. I think that's absolutely hysterical. Number 2, big fan of the mid-session cuddle break.
Yeah, you got to stop for a second. Because nobody could see you. That's how you get rid of anybody who just saw you.
Yeah.
You cuddle a bit. And then,
quote
no.
unquote, yeah, quote unquote, they went at it for a few minutes, took a break, cuddled a bit, and then got back at it. So that was number 2. And then third and final, I like how delicately it was worded that his head was placed gently between her thighs on the beach. A few highlights.
Well, it's very romantic. Robbie?
Yeah, to stop the cuddle.
This dude is fucking jacked up, man.
To stop the cuddle goes to show you romance isn't dead. So for all you heartbreakers out there.
There you go. So everybody who knows Robbie is normally outspoken, but he's so jacked up right now. The guy can't. We gotta stop this DIY. We do too much drinking before we get the podcast going. I haven't seen something like that since Robbie got caught going down on that guy in Wildwood.
When was that? 96?
I think you were in 8th grade when that happened. How old were you? Nothing, dude.
Not even
He's
gonna
so
dignify
mad.
that with
He's
a
so mad
response.
right now. All right, we'll let
Not
that
even gonna
go.
Dignify that with a response.
We'll roll this into another child predator, R. Kelly. We did a couple episodes, I think we mentioned him, but they just found over 20 underage sex tapes with the help of his ex-staffers. So I'll read you a little bit of the article from TMC. R. Kelly's behind bars thanks in large part to his own inner circle, enablers, and ex-employees who handed the feds videos of Kelly having sex with underage girls, according to the attorney for multiple alleged victims. Gerald Griggs, who represents Jocelyn Savage's family, among others, tells TMC the federal investigation run by the North District of Illinois uncovered over 20 videos of Kelly engaged with minors. Both Griggs and our federal law enforcement sources tell us the tapes show multiple victims and prosecutors confirmed with multiple witnesses. The girls were underage, Griggs says. Several of Kelly's enablers, past and present, flipped and turned over the tapes to investigators. He says the videos were actually what the feds needed to secure indictments for sex crimes, including child pornography.
Damn, man, Kels. We said it was a matter of time, right? Till he got officially indicted.
And this is going to be the icing on the cake. I think he does no less than 20 years for this, and rightfully so too.
Wow, bold.
What do you think?
I don't know. When you're as rich as he is, I feel like usually they get off a lot lighter than the average person. So you're saying 20 years? Minimum?
Well, first of all, he's gotten.
I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying
you think it's. I think it,
yeah.
well,
I don't think he does. I don't think he does 20 years.
Here's why I think he does 20. This is irregardless of that point, but I'll make that point later. How the hell did it take so long for him to get caught? First of all, with all this, so they had that one video. He probably had these videos since or after that time. So he was definitely paying someone off, or something got swept under the rug from that one time he was pissing on that girl.
Sure. He's been paying people off his
That-
whole career, right?
Like you said, Boo, I think that he's basically lived. They know that he's been getting off, like you said, like he's been getting off.
Like that guy got off on you in Wildwood. But no,
So,
go ahead, finish your point. So
my point is just like similar to what you said. Like they recognize that they've been foul, so I agree that he's not getting out. He's dying.
You're saying they're throwing the book at him.
They're throwing the book.
It's fine.
I don't know what they're going to say. Like he used his money to tie up litigation since the piss tape, and I'm saying that was his get off. These past 10, 12, 15 years, whatever it's been, you're done now. It's over for him. You're canceled.
Yeah, that's my whole point, though. All this Hollywood shit goes down. It's not until it's the right time, it feels like, for these people to finally start getting indicted for all the bullshit they've been doing for over the years. He's going to go away. Oh, and back to my original point, why I thought 20 years or more. There's a sex scandal with a teacher, female teacher, who was having sex with like a 6th grade student. I think he was like 13 years old.
I saw this. She's
Did you see it? Blonde chick?
Yeah.
She just got 20 years for that.
Wow.
One time with a 13-year-old boy.
Protect our kids, man. That's the future.
Well, seriously.
13, jeez.
Like I said, I think he's going to get 20 years, and we'll go to the rest of the Hollywood.
Well, real quick, sorry, before you move on, if you said they found 20 tapes, and if they found 20 tapes all underage, then I might have to agree with you that he's going to get 20
people
years
gave him
or
up.
more.
And it's multiple people, too.
Yeah. So, who knows? He's, like I said, man, he's fucked up.
Since Aaliyah, man.
Since Aaliyah, yeah, that bastard. Speaking of multiple people, there's been multiple people to play James Bond. I've never really watched the James Bond franchise, so I don't really give a shit either way. But
I think it's legendary. Bond?
You follow it?
Yeah.
Okay.
40 years or more.
Yeah, I didn't follow it all that much.
Who was the first? Was that Sean Connery?
No, his name was Roger Dansby. Her
Okay.
Majesty's Secret Service.
Do you know how many there's
nice
been?
work.
How many?
Well, the new one will be 25.
No, how many characters have played James Bond?
I'm going to say this is 6.
This
Just
is
throwing
6?
it out there. I want to
I
say
know
Connery,
Daniel Craig did a couple.
Craig,
Pierce Bronson.
Pierce, Dalton, Roger Dalton, Sean Connery, Roger Dansby, and now the chick.
And McCourt.
6.
Well, let me ask you, what do you like about James Bond? I'm not asking that to be smart. I'm serious. Like, what?
Because he's like a man's man. He's super cool. He gets the chick.
Classy, right?
Classy.
Gets the chick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to hype it up, but come on. I just think it's legendary. You almost, I feel like, disrespected a little bit saying you don't give a shit. You got to respect Bond, legend.
No, I'm going in a totally different direction. That's not why I asked.
Oh.
The reason I asked that is
And
because...
they're good movies. They're good action movies.
Right. But a lot of people are up in arms for what you just said. The reasons why you like James Bond, and now they're going to have a female James Bond, supposedly for the first time, but supposedly it's not. That James Bond introduced...
It was tricky. It was tricky what you said. You said an agent. It's not the first agent, because he had M, or not M, he had a girl, 99 or something.
Yeah.
So so you said agent. I don't know. Are they taking it? Is she 007? Because that's like James Bond, or is she just another 00?
Okay, so let me read a little bit of this article then. James Bond already introduced a female 00 agent 54 years ago as the title, and it's by Bia Kaikoya. Probably not pronouncing that right. So here's a little bit of the article. An unconfirmed weekend report that Captain Marvel co-star Lashana Lynch will be introduced in Bond 25 as the new 007. So that's James Bond, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay. Set social media ablaze as commenters speculated that this might mean for the unabashedly masculine franchise. To be clear, the rumor doesn't state that Lynch's character will be the new Bond. What the hell? That's still Daniel Craig for at least this film. Instead, she'll be the new 007. So what the fuck is that?
00 agent. I don't know.
Okay.
So they're going to be in it with Craig, it sounds like, and they're going to like veer off of him and go to her. Maybe he dies in this one. You know what I mean?
However, because that's what the article goes. It goes on to say, however, she wouldn't be the first female 00 agent. As author and Bond fan Mark O'Connell pointed out, the first female 00 is rather cryptically introduced in 1965's Thunderball during the gathering of the elite M16 operatives who possess a license to kill. Although the 9 assembled agents are shown in full from the back, while seated at a table the third from the left, indeed a woman, as O'Connell's demonstrated in a behind-the-scenes photo. We can find further examples in other later Bond media. All right, so it almost seems like all this hype and all this media publicity is just like kind of trolling, right? What's the big deal? I don't know. You follow the franchises. What's the big deal about it?
Well, it sounds like that it's going to be the first female lead Bond.
But it isn't. They said, to be clear, that's still Daniel Craig.
Right, for the next film, because he signed on to one more. So they're going to take
it's
the
kind of like
franchise in her direction. Is what
it's like a foreshadowing that she's going to be the new Bond.
like a passing of the torch type episode or whatever.
How do you feel if she does take on the role of James Bond?
Listen, man.
Tread lightly, Robbie.
I know. You know where I'm going.
Fuck that, man. Say what you want when you want.
Listen. Can we have Bond without it being an egotistical, the guys for the guys? Like, that's how I feel about everything. I said it before. The pussification of America. I just hate all the rules. All right, if a woman feels, if the feminists feel they need a woman Bond, by all means, that's fine. I hope you get equal pay, all that stuff.
Damn. You sounded quite bitter about that.
No, not bitter. I really mean that. I hope it works out. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like, you guys got Wonder Woman.
Well, let me ask you this: what if the person who wrote the Bond story back in the '60s had it written like this, where eventually the torch was passed off?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm
Whatever.
not upset about
if there is that type of
storyline, and they're just following the original storyline, and it's not.
It's like the equivalent of like girls want to watch Lifetime, right? Like, we don't want to see tits on Lifetime, do we?
I wouldn't mind.
We're not allowed to
I was
see
say,
tits
speak
on
for
Lifetime,
yourself.
right? It's like, all I'm saying is like,
I get
certain
what you're
classes can have certain things for them, and it's like can be a positive thing. Like, it's always taken as like a negative, like driven. I just don't get that.
I think a lot of that too, to kind of what you're leading at, is in this day and age, people literally do stuff like that, in my opinion, just to push buttons and just to see if they can. I don't think
To keep it
this is just
separated.
this is just my opinion.
Keep the public divided.
I think if there was, I don't even know how good these Bond movies do, but one of my problems with Hollywood we talked about is there's no originality anymore. It's like, let's just make 100 animated or movies about superheroes with the best animation and graphics that we can put together
CGI.
and keep remaking shit. There's no original or creative movies anymore.
That being said, are you guys familiar with the Tarantino movie coming out next week?
Looks good. That's funny you said
Very,
that.
very excited to see that, and I don't get excited for movies all that often. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is it called?
Right.
Very,
Brad
very
Pitt
excited.
and,
Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie.
I think Pacino's in it.
Really?
He's old
I don't
man.
know. I didn't see him at all.
Maybe that I didn't know, but shout out to Tarantino. Quentin, I know you're listening. I'll give you a shout tomorrow.
On the penis.
No, on the cell phone.
That does look good. But see how hype you are? Because there is no good movies in it. It's
Right.
like we get like
No, I'm agreeing with you.
one every 1 or 2 years. Just look at all the stupid 80s movies. Now,
But Tarantino, you said lack creativity, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but Tarantino, he's someone that takes creativity to an absolute another level.
right, but how long ago did he start? He started in an era where they were still making...
absolutely.
And he's one of the people who is definitely very unique and has his own style.
Sure.
That some people, he has a cult following. Some
Yep.
people love that style.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it just because, for the simple fact, it looks
All-star
pretty good.
cast.
Good cast.
Anytime you throw an all-star cast together, I'm interested.
Absolutely.
Even if
I'm
it's
the same
called
way, too, when
even
it
if it's
comes to
called
actors.
Valentine's Day or whatever that one was, like 10 years ago. Remember that all-star cast?
Oh, dude, no. All right, that's where I have to
I
absolutely
did watch
disagree.
it. You didn't watch
What?
it?
No,
Oh, my
because they did
God.
that a couple times. They do these rom-coms.
Neither of you guys watched it? All right, my bad.
I'm mad that you
I
said
did.
that. Take it back.
I did.
No, take it
No,
back.
I watched
Oh
it.
my
Take
God.
it back.
I take it back.
All right.
My bad, Rob.
You all right over there, Robbie?
Yeah.
All right.
Damn. He's got fucking bitter
Yeah.
beer face now.
Bitter beer
that
face?
I watched that movie.
Do you have a Keystone Light over there?
I don't drink beer anymore.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we
evolved.
forgot. Yeah, we forgot.
You let people finish on you.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
All right. Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
I'm not the one trying to.
Go ahead. What the fuck? Come on. I want to help you out here.
Tarantino, the music stopped.
All right.
Any Hooser. Story time with Toms.
I think sometimes they just push to see how far they can go. Like, for instance, would you want a male Little Mermaid? No. I'm fine with there never being no male Little Mermaid. I mean, I don't even know if that's fucking okay to say. So,
That's a fucking hysterical analogy. No, it's totally.
but
legit.
you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's
James
totally
Bond
legit.
is a known womanizer, like smooth criminal, or not criminal, but smooth character, like classy ladies' man type of thing. And they're going to make it whatever. I mean, go ahead, do what you want. I don't care. I don't know how good these franchises do, but I can't see this drawing a lot in the box.
Yeah, but we got to. I don't know. In my opinion, we got to see what this movie is
What the
about.
storyline
Because,
is?
yeah,
saying is I
because
challenge
if
you guys
she's
to
not, if
watch
she's an
the Daniel
agent,
Craig.
if she's an agent at first or whatever, she might not be the next James Bond, and we might just be overthinking everything.
All right, I'll give you credit there. If they do have a good storyline as to how she transitions,
Right.
Well,
then
you
whatever.
just said, I'm going to ask you, have you seen any of the Daniel Craig James Bonds?
No, but
I
everybody-
challenge you to watch the most recent one or the most recent two. They're phenomenal. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes of action, like John Wick. I mean, I'm not
Like,
trying to sell you.
or
I'm
The
just saying
Equalizer?
You're hating on it a little bit. It's
Equalizer, I
legend.
watched last
No,
night.
you must be out in left field. I'm not hating on James Bond franchise. We were talking about the girl taking over as
Oh, yeah,
007
yeah, yeah.
Robbie was always right center.
in the Puss.
No, my bad. I thought we were talking outfield.
Well, here we go. We'll get into something that Rob is very familiar with. They had an they had an orgasm contest. Actually, it was a fake orgasm contest. Rob's women are usually familiar. Fake it. It was like a Harry Met. Have either of you seen Harry Met Sally? With
If
Tom-
I did,
Have you?
Yeah.
if I
So
did, I
there's
don't-
a scene
I have no
supposedly
idea.
in the movie where she
Yeah,
fakes.
that's like the original rom-com.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Our bad. Literally.
I'm just
Our
telling you.
bad. No,
What do
our
you
bad.
mean?
on
You're
the-
What's
I
your?
guess I can't do
All
right.
right. What's your
man.
favorite? What's your favorite
Oh
rom-com?
man, my favorite. I guess Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Does that count? I don't know.
I guess that counts. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. I was hoping you would say
If
something.
that qualifies, that's my favorite too.
I wanted him to say something
phenomenal.
much more feminine. I didn't think that was coming out of his mouth. I was hoping you would anyway. Don't get mad.
I'm not mad.
All right. So let me read this quick article.
We got the different seating arrangement for the pod. You
I
think
know.
I'm out here in left field?
Well, you wanted the recliner.
Anyway,
Let me read the article. The screaming, moaning, panning, and table banging. I actually listened to this video too.
you were trying to hear the table banging.
No, I was
You were
just.
trying to rub one in the bathroom, listening to table banging.
I did rub one in the bathroom. Your bathroom. So let me get through this. Emanting from a New York deli weren't for a piece of meat you could actually taste. They were part of an orgasm contest. Katz Deli in the Lower East Side hosted a fake orgasm contest Friday afternoon in honor of the 30th anniversary of Meg Ryan's iconic scene in When Harry Met Sally, losing it during a meal with Billy Crystal. So, okay, that's the significance. It was in, I guess, this deli in the movie, or in a deli.
Yep.
Famous scene was inside the deli known for its pastrami sandwiches, so dinners were challenged to recreate the Big O in front of a lunchtime crowd. Prizes were on the line. You got to see the video. Women are going absolutely wild at the tables inside the restaurant, giving their best bedroom performances and pulling out all the tricks in the book. No help needed. Did either of you guys see the video?
No,
It's,
No.
I don't love this either.
That's what I was going to say. For as raunchy as we could be, there's just something about this while you're eating a fucking deli sandwich that was just weird because it's a
It
big.
is weird.
Not only that, it's just I hate to sound super old, but whatever. But
Go ahead,
protect
James
it.
Bond.
Shouldn't be in.
Public.
Yeah, man. They're like desensitive. I don't know. I'm just not.
I don't like
Yeah,
to
well,
mix my
not
deli
saying
meats
what
and
about it,
sex.
Say it.
I'm just saying I don't know exactly how to articulate what my thought is, but just I feel like they're just trying to desensitize America and attack
Your
family
penis?
values and institutions. Like, come on, like fake an orgasm at a deli.
If
I
you-
get it.
if you
dude,
watch
I'm a
the
freak
video-
too, but
Grubbing at 3 p.m. on a beach.
What's
I
worse?
respect that more than this. This is like putting in the public eye. They were trying to be low key, except for the beachgoers. So
I'm not gonna go all like fucking.
I don't know
life
if I'm making
lesson
sense,
on you
but
with
that's
it,
how
but-
I feel.
My whole thing is like you're sitting there. It was weird. Watch the video. They're all like fucking moaning while you're trying to eat lunch, and I don't like to mix deli meats and sex. They don't go together.
Yeah, you never did.
No.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now a steak, I will, but not deli meats.
All right, now at this time, Boots and Rip a Beat are going to do their fake orgasm contest. Go.
That was Rob. All right, so moving on to a story for every working class jack-off sitting in a cubicle that sits in there and daydreams about how they can get rich. There is a poker player out there. His name is Dennis Blyden, and he was charged with embezzling $22 million from the company he worked at, Style Hall. Here's a quick story from Tracy Connor. In March 2018, a Los Angeles accountant named Dennis Blyden took the poker world by storm. He had only begun playing in tournaments for 18 months and was essentially an unknown. That changed as Blyden, then 28 years old, plowed through 493 entrants and bested veteran players to win the World Poker Tour's LA Poker Classic and its $1 million prize. The website Poker News lauded his nerves of steel, and Poker Central noted his fearless style. Blyden bragged that he played by the seat of his pants, calling himself a crazy fish who threw opponents off kilter. Until that point, Blyden had only won about $20,000 playing tournament poker. But now he has someone to watch. 2 months later, he was invited to play at the Super High Roller Bowl, which had a $300,000 buy-in. According to federal authorities, while Blyden was making a name for himself in the poker world, he was doing a far riskier kind of gambling, embezzling money from his day job he used to cover his poker and gaming losses. Blyden was the vice president of finance for Style Hall, a marketing firm that represented YouTube and Instagram influencers like Zoella, Joey Grafica, and Dulce Candy. An indictment unsealed this week in Los Angeles says that the bean counter allegedly began wiring cash from Style Hall in 2015 to his personal account, dummying up accounting records and faked Western Union letters to make it look like the money was going to clients. He allegedly stole $22 million from the company between 2015 and 2019, socking some of the money into his cryptocurrency trading accounts and using some of it on personal expenses, including buy-ins for poker games, the feds allege. A forensic investigation found more than $7 million in wire transfers and checks written to other poker players. Blyden also blew company money on online gambling sites, the feds say. In a statement, Style Hall said it spotted certain accounting irregularities during an internal review and launched an investigation that uncovered the missing millions. In March, the company grilled Blyden about allegedly cooking the books, and he admitted embezzling about $15 million since 2017, according to a detention memo filed by prosecutors. It started small in the thousands, Blyden said in the interview. According to notes included with the detention memo, it started out as monthly transactions and then sometimes became weekly. Bottom line is he was fired for all this shit, obviously, but there's still no word on how he's going to be prosecuted for it. $22 million he embezzled. The thing I don't get is...
What, 3 years? 2016 to 19?
2015 to 2019.
So 4 years.
How do people think they're never going to get caught?
I think at
You
that
feel
point,
like you're the bean counter. You're the top dog.
Yeah, I think at
No
that
one's
point,
checking you.
greed just takes over, and I think it's more they feel invincible than they don't feel. I don't know.
Well,
It's a
in
rush.
the story goes on to say that he was down like money, and he told everybody he was trying to get the money back gambling. He allegedly took $300,000 and lost it trying to win it back on slot machines. That's fucking rock bottom. If you're taking $300,000 and taking it to a slot machine to try to win like millions back.
Read that part back.
I didn't read that part, but I read the article. So
I thought what happened was he took $300K to the slots and collected a couple million from that $300K.
Here was the paragraph. He was seen at poker tournaments with stacks of chips on the table in front of him, and after he broke up with longtime girlfriend and decamped from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, he hopped from one casino hotel to another, pouring more than $3 million in slot machines, the feds say.
Pulling more, that means he took it.
No, he was pumping in.
Oh.
Pouring more
than
$3 million into slot machines.
Oh, so he kept some money. He
didn't have
everything on the books, and he's living dirty.
Well, I don't know what they were able to find from him, but if I was down millions, I don't think slots would be what I would go to try to get back.
I know.
I'd be trying to kill people or sell
Or
drugs
just kill people.
Just big, whatever you can cash the most on.
Damn.
It's not bad.
Damn.
Who have you plotted on over there?
Nah, I'm just saying.
Tell me.
Like you said, your point is
Tell
my
us.
point. You're not going to be doing peanuts. You're not bringing a knife to a gunfight in a weird way, if you can see what I'm saying.
Okay. No, I can't.
You're trying to win. You're trying to win big. You're not.
Right. I would have played poker. I would have played roulette. I would have played blackjack. The slots would not have been on that fucking list. Let's move on to the Wimbledon match. And I'm not a huge tennis fan. I do like tennis. I like to play tennis. Pretty much I'll watch some of the big events, especially if the big three is involved. So I really try only to watch matches with the big three, Nadal, Federer, Djokovic. This week, the final was Federer, who beat Nadal to get in against Djokovic. Probably, I've watched a few good matches back to the Sampras days. That was the best match I ever saw. Did either of you guys have a chance to watch it?
I'm a big tennis fan, and Wimbledon. Wimbledon, I'm big on. So the last 2 years, I've been really watched most matches that I could. I also watched. Agreed.
Them big, right?
Best tennis match of all time.
It was the only time it went to the 12-12 tiebreak, right?
Well, that's a brand new rule this year. It's the first time.
Oh, okay.
It's that 12-12 is brand new to Wimbledon this year. Each major has their own independent rule on that, but that 12-12 is new to Wimbledon this year. But it's the first time in any major ever, maybe just men's, I'm not sure, that a final went to a fifth set tiebreak.
The match was insane.
Yeah.
Just back and forth. deuce to deuce to advantage.
Federer
back to
blew his
deuce.
chance. He had his chances. I was pulling for Federer. I'm a big Federer guy.
I wanted him to win too, especially 37 years old.
Yeah.
He's still playing at this awesome level.
Yeah.
I agree. He definitely blew his chances. One of the things in the fifth set in particular that was starting to annoy me watching him play is he wasn't making Djokovic work too much. Like, for instance, Djokovic was sending him from each side of the court, making him work back and forth, back and forth. I thought a lot of Federer's shots, when he could have went opposite side court to make him keep working back and forth, he would just hit it right back at the same side Djokovic was already on. And I think down the stretch, that kind of helped. Obviously, Djokovic is younger too, but that helped him preserve his energy.
Could have been. I mean, again, you said it earlier. He's also 5 years younger. And, two, when you're running from corner to corner of the court, it's not always up to you exact placement, where you're just trying to hit it back in bounds. Now, granted, I'm talking for myself. Federer has good placement, but can't always pinpoint place it.
No, and I get that, but
five sets in.
I was thinking when he would get the ball and he would hit with his forehand, he
missed a lot of forehands. He had a lot of forehand errors. In that match.
He did.
A lot. Matter of fact, I think the match ended on a forehand that he hit into the stands.
He did,
which was really kind of awkward way to end the match. You know what I mean?
Especially that match too.
Yeah,
that was that's an ESPN instant classic.
Oh,
anyway,
totally.
I mean, there was no losers. That was a fucking awesome. That was the best match I ever saw. I couldn't stop watching.
In my opinion, it automatically overtakes Federer Nadal 2008 Wimbledon final as the greatest tennis match ever. And I know Djokovic Nadal went almost 6 hours in what I think was an Australian Open final. But this, in my opinion, this autumn already goes down. Dude, a 12-12 fifth set tiebreak.
Insane.
He's insane. And the fact that they both kind of went back and forth and missed opportunities and stuff.
And each person would get down, and then they would each come back.
Yeah. When they both broke each other consecutive games in that fifth set, that was nuts.
I've never seen anything like it.
So you guys done hooking up? Can I get a word in?
Go ahead. What do you have to say over there?
I'm just kidding. B.O.B. hold it down.
Dude, all that and you don't have nothing to say?
No, I do have a ton to say. I'm actually infuriated because Federer's the GOAT, and that's like watching Michael Jordan in his prime.
I don't know
Not
if
in
he's
his
the
prime.
GOAT. I mean,
he
Djokovic
is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Don't disrespect
At least
him.
for now.
And it pisses me off because he should have won that shit. And now it's in play if Djokovic overtakes him for most majors now.
which he's very close to.
Yeah,
He's not very close,
I mean,
but
not
he's
far
considering
off.
his age
But
and
let's
where
keep
he
this
is.
in mind too.
And that's what pisses me off. Fed could have put it away.
How close is Nadal? I feel like
Nadal's like 3 off, I believe.
he wins all the time,
Yeah.
man. I think he has to be up there too.
He is.
Nadal's a
Nadal's
bitch.
in second. Djokovic is still down in third. But keep this in mind too, and this is what might upset me the most. Federer and Djokovic have met 3 times in Wimbledon finals now. Djokovic is 3-0. So that was a real big
Yeah, but he never hit
match
Federer in his prime, though.
What?
It's 3 times.
Yeah.
Federer came in what, like 96, 97?
No. Federer's. I see what you're saying. In my opinion, Federer's been in his prime since 96 or 97.
He doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
So I
that's the way
like
I
the
look
respect
at it.
that
no,
you're
he
giving
hasn't
him.
been in that long.
I like
Has
the
he?
respect that
96.
you're giving him.
No. I think Fed came in around 03. If my memory serves me
older.
correctly.
I say older.
I'm saying 03-ish.
Can we fact check that on the spot?
We can.
Can we do a boots? Can we do a boot spot?
We can.
Go ahead, pull out your
I
phone.
think you
Let's
said
think
you
of the
were a
name
big
of it.
Fed guy, and I agreed. But let's see who the big Fed guy is. I'm saying 03, 04 was when.
I feel like Nadal has bested Federer too. If you look at the overall,
yeah. Well, see, the
Well, it
argument
depends
is
on where they play, though. But it depends on where they play.
I mean, that's what kind of sucks too, because Fed's known
depends
for
on where they
owning
play.
the grass, owning Wimbledon, and now he's.
He
And don't get
turned
me wrong.
pro in 1998. I'll let you be.
Yeah, okay. When did he win his first major? I'm sorry, we said when
you
he
said
came on the scene.
96.
Yeah,
Not
said
when he was
came on-
17 and got his
I
fucking
said
pro
when he
card.
broke in.
Oh, all right,
No,
my
when
bad.
did he
I
become
was just
good?
saying when he became. all right, well, I like
stand
what
corrected.
Tom's saying.
Yeah, I think he won his first major in 03-04. I thought that's what we said.
Okay.
My
03.
apologies. 03. Okay.
He
which is
won
what I said.
Wimbledon in 03.
So that's what I was
But
referring
I'm
to.
just saying, where
I
was
stand
Djokovic
corrected.
in 03 is my point.
No,
so
and
if you
that's
guys are going to take
no.
it
You're.
down to me, my point
I
is
see.
just-
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I thought you were sticking up. I thought you were saying Fed. My apologies. That is the argument. The argument is when Fed was getting his wins versus Djokovic. Djokovic was still a kid and wasn't near as good as he is now. So now they're saying, is Djokovic
So I
going to
see what you're saying,
going
and I'm
to
just
surpass
saying
him
no.
even sooner than later?
No, is what I'm saying. But I don't know.
I mean, he's won 4 of the last 5 majors, or 5 of the last 6 majors.
That's good,
I
but
think
has,
he will.
Has Fed ever won 4 of 6?
I think probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
All right.
Prime versus
Yeah.
prime.
Again, I hear you.
We'll have to see how it plays out. I mean, Federer looked really good in that fucking match.
Shout out to Coco Gauff, the 15-year-old phenom that blew on the scene this year, taking out Venus in the first round, and then eventually losing. I think in the round of 16 to the champion.
She definitely
Simona
lost in the round
Halep.
of 16.
Yeah,
she
to,
won it
to
though?
Simona Halep, and Halep beat Serena in the finals on Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah.
How about
I don't know how anybody beats Serena.
that?
It
I
wasn't
know
even
how.
close.
She's fresh off of a kid.
It
That's
wasn't
how.
close.
That's
It wasn't
how.
close.
That's,
But Serena
don't
ran.
disrespect though.
It wasn't. I'm not
She's
disrespecting.
fresh off of a.
I mean, year and a half or something. She's fresh off an injury. I'm not disrespecting Serena. She
Okay.
crushed her way to the finals, but it wasn't close. She got
You're
crushed.
Right.
She
I'm
got
not
crushed.
arguing that. I'm just saying, what does that mean? That's still fucking motherfucking Serena.
Oh
Put
yeah,
some respect
I'm
on her
not
name, is what
trying
I'm
to take
saying.
anything from her. I said she got crushed, and you jumped down my throat.
Fight. Settle this.
See me out front.
I'm just saying.
Put on your singlets and wrestle on this floor. I'll videotape the shit.
Federer.
No, dude, we're done. We're off the tennis topic here. Let's move on to Area 51 shit that's been going on. So I'll read a little bit here from an article from the Post.
Bob Lazar.
I still have to watch that. Don't say or listen to that pod. It's Mission Impossible meets Mars Attacks, and it's going down at Area 51. An event called Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop Us All, appeared on Facebook earlier this month, urging alien enthusiasts everywhere to gather for a history-making mission. In the past week, the number of people going has skyrocketed from 300,000 to 1 million, with an additional 918,000 Facebookers declaring they're interested. We will all meet up at Area 51 Alien Center tourist attraction and coordinate our entry. Invitation reads, "We can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens. The aliens attack has established itself as a sort of Burning Man of conspiracy theorist gatherings, attracting techies, vapors, memers, millennials, Gen Zers, and even a few eccentric celebs hoping to plug their work for a whole new race of intelligent beings."
First of all, who's Gen Z?
Gen Z, dude, we're getting so old now. Isn't that like a lot younger than us?
Yeah, Gen Z is anyone born 1999 to present.
99 to present?
So that's the
Jesus
most recent.
Christ.
Interesting.
Yeah. First of all, I just saw a statement from the FBI basically saying the military is ready to strike anyone who tries this. I kind of go both ways with this.
Listen, you deserve to die. I'm sorry. That's my gut feeling. If you want to get super technical and battle me down, you might be able to. I'm just saying, gut feeling. Area 51, you just have to have faith that they're doing the job for us, that's helping us be better, whatever. If they're reverse engineering UFOs or whatever the fuck they're doing, let them have that. Back to my point earlier, can the men just have Bond? Let
So
the
can the
government
government
have Area 51. And I don't see why that, like, what's wrong with that? Like I said, gut feeling. You can argue me down.
That's a good point. I was just going to say I go both ways. On one hand, the slight conspiracy theorist in me, the anti-government person I am.
Slight.
Part of me is like, fuck the government, you know what I mean? Like they're doing, why can they keep the public away from this section? The other part thinks just like you is, yeah, people who know that this place is protected and try to trespass and they get shot, you know what I mean? That's their own damn fault.
You're breaking the law. That's my
Right.
point.
But I do kind of like the anarch side of it, like overthrow the government side of it. Type
Yeah,
of thing.
you like that because that feels cool, right? Like
Not
that's
because
like,
it feels cool.
Fuck this,
Not-
anti-establishment.
Anti-establishment.
Every human every human can relate to anti-establishment feelings. That sounded like a lot of big words, but every human can relate to anti-establishment. It's just something like fuck your parents, fuck the man, fuck the police.
No,
fuck
it's
the
not.
something.
It's not
It's
more to
anti-
be. It's not more to be cool. It's more to be like.
I'm not
you
saying
feel,
cool like in a cool way. I'm just saying
like you feel like you're getting fucked over, and it's good to see the people fight back. Is basically what it comes down to.
Exactly.
So that's all that is. That's why I say I go both ways on that. Tom, you heard anything about it?
Yeah, I actually watched the documentary and listened to the pod.
The Bob Lazar one?
The Bob Lazar one, yeah. Were you guys not?
We're talking.
Yeah, I mean, I just came back from the restroom. That's why I'm surprised that you just asked me.
Tom took a dump.
I didn't take a dump. It was a urine.
Oh, he took a urine.
I took a urine.
Real quick, before we get back on this topic, what the fuck is everybody drinking?
I don't even want to
didn't
say
even-
what I'm drinking.
I'm working on it.
I don't
Alright.
give a fuck.
Fuck that. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, actually,
I'm drinking a Corona Premier as I'm trying to get rid of some of this baby fat.
which was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. I tasted it.
It
It's
is
nice.
on a scale of 1 to 2.
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Oh, that's not that good, man.
Well, you didn't give me. It's not a 2.
1.5 is in the middle.
I didn't know we were working with. I thought it was whole numbers only.
All right.
I'm working on
It's
it.
whole numbers always.
I'm working on a Trogs First Cut Mango IPA. I haven't had one in probably over a year, but
Scale. You haven't had a IPA in a year?
no, a Trogs First Cut.
Oh.
I haven't had an IPA in about 28 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
How do you like it?
yeah, it's
1 to
nice.
3.
1 to 3. I'm gonna go 2.
All right, a little better than average. Dude, what are you double fisting over there? You're too drunk to even do this goddamn show.
No, I'm double fisting, sipping some watermelon Ciroc and a mango White Claw. And life is great. Life is good.
And
What do
I
you want me
let
to say?
people finish on me.
So we were talking about when Tom just came out of left field about Bob Azar.
Yeah, my bad.
We were
Apologies.
discussing
Apologies.
We're talking about the Area
51 raid. What were your thoughts
Facebook
about
raid?
it, Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I think I tend to agree with Rob. I think it's. All I heard was like, let the government be the government. I'm not saying people don't deserve to know a little more than they let on about Area 51, but to set up a fucking raid driven by Facebook where people are going to just say, because I heard someone came out and said like they can't shoot us all, or like what's it going to be, like some kind of like zombie apocalypse where like they just like rush and like people are getting shot and shit. Like I don't know.
With that being said, I think the last
I don't know.
person that tried to raid did get shot and killed.
Yeah, I think it's weird, or they can't shoot all of us or something. Somebody said. Yeah, I don't know.
That must
if
be
it
weird
works,
for military, like U.S. military, to just
like that puts them in a bad spot.
like to start clipping all these people.
Yeah.
You know, that's weird.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I am not going to partake.
No, I wouldn't partake either. My whole thing is, just to wrap up this topic, the only aspect I like about it is the people standing up to the
We
government.
the people.
Is basically what it comes down to. Even though I could go down a whole fucking lot of avenues with that, talking about government and all that hog.
I'll tell you right now, if this does work and they somehow uncover a boatload of shit, that whole we the people thing, this whole Facebook movement's going to start happening a lot more often.
I think it is.
You know?
I think regardless if that
Because
What do you
Area
mean
51
what do you mean they uncover a whole bunch of shit?
I don't know.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because
This is going to get deep if you want to start talking.
we're getting to the nitty gritty here. So what did I just want to pause on? Oh, so you said if they find a whole bunch of shit, right? So of course there's shit there, but why do we need to know?
Because
We don't.
We
don't need to know.
Yeah, well,
like
what do you
our,
mean?
Our
What's the
jobs
question?
don't entail us needing to know. And as much as
I
we
get what
all
you're
want to
saying.
hate this, we're just playing our part in the matrix. So all I'm saying is, what if they uncover that some life form did hit us in Roswell, and it happened like 3 times ever? What does that change?
I think it changed a lot of people's thoughts, and it could potentially change a lot. If you actually have evidence or know that there are other life forms, other beings in this world,
I'm sure you have, but I hate to stop you right there. But have you looked up the probabilities?
Of what? Of there being?
Everything is expanding at infinity rate. So where did it take us to get here? It took us 40 billion years. Well, what happens if 20 billion years after we started? So we're first, but like the same Big Bang happened or whatever. I feel like I'm losing you guys.
I feel you're losing everybody.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
5 ago.
All I'm simply saying is it's called like the Drake paradox, if you want to get technical. The probability that we're one planet in one solar system. There's billions of planets in our solar system, and then there's billions
of solar systems.
So to think that we're the only one is very, very
stupid.
Stupid is all I'm saying.
But that would have led into my point.
Then say your point.
My whole point was there probably is, but I think when you have evidence and people know that there are other life forms, other beings, it changes their perception of a lot of shit. Elon Musk is trying to, create SpaceX, so that flight to space can be something for the average person. There are particular astronauts and people from NASA who are trying to shoot this down on purpose. Elon Musk was literally crying in an interview about it. And I think it's for a variety of reasons, like whether you want to talk about the pollution and all that shit, like with the Earth, and people want to see if there's another planet they can inhabit. It fucking goes into a lot of shit, man.
Okay. And that's why I was asking your question on, so you didn't even really give a, all right, it's leading to bigger shit, but it's not really. So back to what I was saying, if they find stuff at Area 51,
right?
Like what? Do you think?
I guess here's my question to you, Rob. You're saying we're all just a piece of this matrix, so you're kind of giving into the idea of there are.
I'm not giving in, Tom. I'm just looking at the facts.
Okay,
1% of the world,
facts.
and
Okay,
we're not
that's fine,
the 1%.
That's fine. So you're giving into the facts. You're saying we're all just a piece of this matrix, but
1% of the world holds the wealth.
Can I?
You're going all over the place now.
I'm not.
So that's why I said you're getting deep. So you said we're all just a big part of this matrix, but yet why is whose right is it to know anything about other beings? Just stay in your lane. Like if we're just a big part of this bigger matrix and the government absolutely knows that there are other life forms out there, other beings out there, then if we are part of this said matrix, I think it's our right to know. That's just my opinion, but
I agree. I think the government dictates to us what we should know or how we should act or what we should do and how we should run our lives. Human beings, in my opinion, aren't meant to work 40 hours a week in some fucking cubicle. That's not how human beings, in my opinion, are supposed to live.
Do you honestly want to know why? You may have heard this before.
What?
Do you want to know why that? Because there's 24 hours a day. You're supposed to sleep for 8, work for 8, and then have 8 family time. That's the only reason why the work week's 40 hours. There's no anything behind it other than just splitting your day up. That's how they thought back in the day. And it's never been challenged. And then, in fact, because of capitalism, now they want us to work 50 hours a week. And they say, oh, you don't make real money if you don't work around the clock and you're not available on Saturday and Sunday.
Who says that? The fucking cornball influencers, you say, on social media?
Listen, man.
That's not a slight at you.
I'm saying far past all that.
But I'm saying that's not a slight at you.
Yeah.
It's a slight at them.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. So Tom's right. I am getting way too deep.
All right.
But I love talking about shit like this because this is real life to me.
Like I said, my two sides are this. The one side that likes me storming is just the fuck you to the government side and them trying to control the entire people, even if they might be right in this scenario in protecting Area 54 for whatever reason, whether it's their research
51.
purposes. Area 51. I'm thinking of Studio 54.
No, you're just
S4.
drunk.
Yeah.
You're thinking of S4 from the Bob Lazar.
Right. The other thing would be, yeah, I get it if they get shot too, because they're fucking breaking the law.
Exactly, and like that's for some of this stuff too about like border security. I don't understand Why? What they're doing is illegal. I'm highly. No, I'm not. I'm moderately buzzed. I'm too buzzed to get behind the. Hear me out. I'm too drunk to get behind the wheel of a car. If I did that, that would be illegal, right? But you want to be a sanctuary city for people doing illegal shit, and in turn they're going to illegally suck our benefits. So I just don't understand. I do get the whole, like, if you're just going to make it about, like, the settlers were, like,
Well, I don't even want to go down.
Did all that. I'm just saying. My point is just simply. I think you heard my point because it sounds like I.
Yeah,
tipped
I don't
you off
want to
and
go
you're about
down
to
all.
comment.
You know, that could be a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. But
I want to hear your thoughts.
But I get what you're saying. The only thing I would say to that is it doesn't even need to be all that. It's as simple as you have simple rules to become an immigrant, and it's as simple as that. Our rules are more lax than countries that try to look down upon us for this issue, like Canada, and they have stricter immigration laws.
Yes.
So I won't get into all that, even though I just kind of did.
Can I just say one? Can I make one counter?
Quick. You can make one quick.
All right. So listen. So what you're saying about that is you were saying how you look down on us.
Canada.
I lost it. No, you were just saying how it's lax here. Oh. What I was going to say is sorry. Got my point. It's a slap in the face to people who did it the right way. The Mexicans that came here legally did it the right way. The foreigners who came over, our ancestors from Europe who came over on the boat and did it the right way. Do it the right way. Like, go through the classes or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, I don't know what the process is.
I know you have to take, like, an American history, like, courses is, like, what you do for a couple years, and then eventually you take a test about our independence.
I mean, that.
Yeah, and Rob, like, I feel like I'm just, like, always, like, coming against you, and I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
no, I'm not trying to. And I get all that, and I'm not
Cool.
just, not everyone has the time, and I'm not for it. I'm just saying not everyone has the time to take these classes and do
Classes I think are kind of stupid.
People are seeking asylum. People are seeking to get away from their countries. That's why they're retreating to here, and they're coming here because their governments are so corrupt and because they're trying to stay safe and make money for their families. You're saying let's take years and take classes and stuff. Again, that's why I don't like getting
involved. That's not what I'm saying at all. If that's all you heard, I did sort of mention
He didn't say take years.
The point that I'm making, my first point is what they're doing is illegal, Tommy. So if you're for people doing illegal shit, like, all right, cry me a river with their government is this and their government is that and blah, 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 blah.
Well, the only thing I'll say
they're doing
about
illegal shit. We can't
Well,
do
here's the
illegal
funny
shit.
part of that.
I can't do illegal shit right now.
Here's the irony of that.
So it's like hold me. It's like having the boss that's like do what I say, not what I do.
Here's some of the irony of that. We're talking about people who are seeking asylum from corrupt governments, and here we look so down upon our system and what we do. The funny thing is these people are escaping their countries and they're to come to ours. So how bad is our country? That our country is made out to be. You know, you hear the phrase, I said this in the last podcast, oh, well, we can do a lot better. Well, yeah, everybody can do better. I still think we're the best.
That's why I don't like when people are like, oh,
I don't like when people
go somewhere. You're rich as fuck. Move out.
Yeah, I don't like when people talk bad about the country.
Tom's so pissed we're on this topic.
Well, we went.
Let's change.
We
did go a little.
I will say you went way off course with this.
I didn't.
But it's a good wrap-up.
Listeners, shout us out. Storytime with Toms. That's Storytime DW Tom.
You gotta let him do his own fucking promo, by the way.
So I didn't go out there. I want to hear what the listeners gotta say. I made my points very clear.
All right, so,
crisp,
at this time, we're going to take live calls. Okay, let's go to line one.
Let's go live on Facebook Live.
All right, let's do it. So we'll wrap up there. I'll put some stuff out on social media. Give us any feedback on how drunk Rob was for this podcast and whether or not I should have him back on. As always, check out Storytime with Boots, Facebook and Instagram, Storytime W Boots with Twitter. And we got a big announcement. Our very own Tornado Tongue, Little Time Tommy, is starting his podcast. Tom, give everybody the link where they can find Storytime with Toms.
All right, so we're going to be doing Storytime with Toms We're going to be kicking off Twitter.
Can you repeat that?
Story-
I didn't hear.
We're going to be doing a brand new podcast kicking off next week. Story Time with Toms. You can check us out on Twitter, Storytime W Toms, and you can check us out on Instagram, Storytime with Toms. We're going to have a lot of good guests on.
And he's going to do a little series, right? Drinking in your mid-30s?
I'm going to do drinking in my mid-30s, and I'm also going to do like a short segment every now and again, phone calls with Aunt. And then every now and again, I'm just going to play it like a mini episode. But either way, check us out.
All right.
Do you have me on?
There you have it. He's going to have Rip a Beat on his show, riding high with him, right in his side pocket, jaying him off.
Wait, is there no more topics?
No, we're done, buddy. You're fucking done. We're out of here. Next show.
2000, baby.
Icons, street money. Y'all ready? Come on.
If you smoke weed now, in this bitch you all wanna climb. Gotta drink